Okay, so today we're going to talk about celebrities. We're going to talk about celebrities that we like.
Them in groups,
We're going
so
to
they're
talk
working in
about
partners
celebrities we
right
don't
out of the
like.
gate. So
We're going
I'm
to
super
talk
excited
about
about that. And
how
I like the
they
feeling tone
influence
in
us.
this room.
Because
Just
they
very
do,
comfortable.
right?
The kids are able to be themselves,
Sometimes-
but they're very
Yeah, sometimes we
focused
fight
on the
because
work,
Kanye's
which is fun to
wearing
see.
it, right? Okay. So, what I want you to do with your partner first, well, first of all, put your name on your paper, because you're going to turn this paper in for credit. Okay? What I would like you to do with your partner is to make a list of all the celebrities and all the famous people that you can think of. And I want you to put them into categories. I gave you 5 columns to put in categories. You can split those up if you have more categories. But so let's think of first of all some categories. There's actors and actresses, right? What else? What else can you be famous for?
Vloggers.
YouTubers, right? Famous YouTubers. Richard? What? Seniors? Did you say seniors? Like seniors?
Singers.
Oh, singers. I was like, seniors in high school, that's to make you famous, but okay. Yes, singers, so musicians. Let's just put it in musicians, because you could do something other than sing, right? Anything else? We have actors and actresses, musicians, YouTubers. What else?
Oh, athletes.
Athletes, thank you. Let's try to think about what comes out of our mouth.
Actors.
Before it comes out.
Actors.
We have actors and actresses. Anything else?
I don't know.
What about politicians?
Skaters.
We don't like politicians.
It's all right.
Skaters. Just get politicians. in.
Skaters.
The skaters, does that follow under
Coastal.
athletes?
Yeah.
What about writers? Can we have authors?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. Okay, so that gives us 5 categories. If you think of some other categories, you can certainly put those. Okay, so with your partner, talk it out. Try to come up with 5 celebrities for each category. Patrick, what's that?
Wow.
And they can be celebrities that you like or celebrities that you don't like. Okay? It can just be any celebrities. Yep. No, let's do like 5 in each. Yep. Okay, so on the first one, we can write like actors and actresses. Okay. Is that right? Actors and actresses. And then whatever else you were doing, musicians. YouTubers. I don't know YouTubers, so I'm not going to be good at that one. But authors.
So Mr. Johnson, they're listing YouTubers, and so far there are 2, and I don't know either of them. So
I don't
that
know
means
any
I'm old.
YouTubers.
Okay. I'm an Atwood.
Okay.
I feel like I've heard that guy. What's another one?
Hey, work with your partner. He is your partner.
Oh, game theory. Game theory.
I don't know any YouTubers. Authors. And then do you know who famous people are?
It's also this one, no?
Okay. You want to tell your partner?
He's the one.
You know who those guys are? They were famous quarterbacks. And I'm going to say something shocking. Peyton Manning is the same age as me. He's that one. One of the things that I love is you can tell that they work in groups a lot because it's just natural for them. So you can, at this age, they're social, and so grouping is critical, but it's the interaction that I think is really powerful to get them started. So it's just fun to see how comfortable they are doing that.
Now what I would like you to do is take all of those names, and you see on your paper that you have a Venn diagram, you have the 2 circles, right? Okay, on the left side, you're going to put the actors and the celebrities and stuff that have a good influence on this side, okay, on the left side. The ones that have a bad influence, who may be like, oh, shouldn't be watching that show or listening zig on the right side, okay? And then in the center, you're gonna write the ones that are, you feel like, yeah, they're not good, they're not bad, they're just kind of in the middle. I'm neutral about it. I don't think they're a great influence, but I don't think they're a terrible influence, okay? So if you want to write like a plus on the left side, just like this one, and then a minus on this side, if that helps you, okay? So take your list, work with your partner. You need to talk about it because you might disagree. Your partner might think that they have a positive influence, but you might think they have a negative influence, okay? And you have to decide where they go together. I'm going to give you just a few minutes to do this, and then I'm going to ask for some writers to come up and write some of their answers up here, okay? I'm only going to call on people who are acting the right way, though. I'm not going to call on people who are not doing what they're supposed to do. And then you need to be able to tell us why you put them on this side and why you put them on this side. Okay, so I'm going to give you, let's do about 3 to 5 minutes for this part. Ready, go.
So I just want to comment.
Well, you have your
The two boys over my shoulder here were already starting to talk about positive influence and negative influence. And the boy to the right said, I'm going to put Kanye West in the negative category. You know what he said? He said, slavery was a choice. So they're really thinking very deeply about where they go on that Venn diagram. So I love that these are 8th graders. You know, they're capable of some deeper thinking, and they were already thinking about how inappropriate that was and putting him on the negative side. So I just wanted to share that just because I knew it didn't get caught on camera. So as the kids are working, I just wanted to make a note about the level of rigor for this classroom. So this is an 8th grade classroom, and what we tend to do, I'll speak for myself, is because I'm using an 8th grade text, I would have kind of a lower level language piece, but a higher level text. And what I really like about this lesson is the rigor of the language is appropriate for the age of the kids. So I'm thinking as an 8th grade teacher always about making sure that my kids are ready to not be English learners by the end of 8th grade, so that when they go to high school, they're reclassified. And in order to do that, they have to have that academic language of summary and description in a paragraph in a more sophisticated way. And so just listening to their oral language as they're talking to one another, and the sophistication of their thoughts, and then the language that they're using to communicate those. One of the things that's really important with older kids is the more sophisticated the thought has to be, the more sophisticated the language has to be. So even the words that Kara used, like positive, negative, instead of saying they're good or bad, and then watching the kids write down words like influence, I saw that on a couple of papers. So keeping that academic level of vocabulary high, that academic vocabulary is high, necessarily because the content that they're dealing with is pretty deep, right? So you're thinking about influence and culture and reach and effect. You know, those are words that are pretty high level because the thinking is high level. So I really think this is a great example of an appropriately academic and linguistic 8th grade lesson. So I'm glad we get to see that in action.
And I'm looking for volunteers first. Only people who want to come, right? So you're going to pick 1 or 2 names and come write them on my nice, lovely, perfect circles. Aren't they nice? I'm so good at writing circles.
You sure are.
Drawing circles. It's amazing, my circle drawing skills. Okay? Richard, did you have your hand raised? Do you want to draw?
Bryce is not negative.
Yes, he is. Okay.
You got that ice boy.
Hold on. You might disagree, and that's okay.
Excuse me,
A
miss.
court case, we're going to debate, you mean? No, we're not going to debate about it. But we might talk about it for a moment. Yep. Ari, do you want to come right
No, I
now?
have a question.
What?
No. Would the middle be neutral?
Yes, exactly. Okay, but we did do some of it. Now, you might disagree with this. I put Michael Jackson on the negative side.
Because he's inappropriate.
No, he's not.
That might be some fighting words there, right?
His music is pretty
Hey, you are talking to Jackson era. I was born and raised, friends. But there's just some things about Michael Jackson that a little bit inappropriate.
We need evidence from Haushalter.
Okay, we put, let's see, I like J.K. Rowling in the positive, good. Dr. Seuss, one of my favorite authors, good. Bruno Mars, good singer, like him. And then, let's see, on the negative, we also have Miley Cyrus. Why is Miley Cyrus on the negative?
Because of the wrecking ball.
Can't stop. Okay, that's good.
And we won't stop.
Oh, somebody put Ryan Reynolds on the negative side? Why'd you put him on negative?
Because he made Deadpool with like
Just in the
Oh,
very,
love that. Okay.
very.
Deadpool's so good.
So you are basing that judgment on,
No, but I
this
still like
negative
Ryan
judgment on the type of movie that he made.
But I still like Ryan.
Yeah, I like some of the things he does too, so. I put, I didn't put Kanye, but it is on my list too. Kanye's on the negative side. Who put that up there, Kanye?
Who put Lil Pump?
I don't even know who Little Pump is. I kind of feel like based on that name, I'm glad I don't know who that is. But I put Kim K. I put Kim K. and her honeybee Kanye. I feel like they belong there together. They're a little bit of a mess.
I think they're
Lil Pump's
positive,
from
to be
Fortnite.
honest.
You think? Why do you think they're positive?
No, I'm playing.
All right. Don't say anything if you're not gonna answer it. Patrick.
I think Kanye was good
Why?
back then.
Oh, like before, and then maybe he's not a good influence
Yeah.
now.
Lil Pump is from
Because it's
Twitter.
Twitter.
He's not. I have no idea who
Lil
Lil
Pump,
Pump
he's
is,
bad.
so.
I'll show you this one.
Look,
Alright, so what I would like.
Frank.
What?
Why she's in the middle.
Oh.
she's positive.
Why
She-
did, okay.
Why? How dare you?
Calm down. We don't. Okay, so we put Anne Frank in the middle. Ari and I put her in the middle.
How dare you? She
Teacher
died.
put her
How
in the-
dare you?
Well,
I get it.
I could put up lots of dead people's names on
Everybody
this, and it would be.
I know why. I know why.
Wait, the song goes, how did Anne Frank die?
In the Holocaust.
Oh, yeah.
That's me.
Okay, well, let's talk
I
about
got
that.
some evidence.
Okay,
Oh, really?
Ari put her in the middle. He's
We.
neither positive. Why did you put her in the middle?
Because, like,
That
you know,
probably
everybody like goes through hard times, you know. So, I get it. It's an important part of history. But according to my calculation, everybody goes through a hard time, you know. So like, I feel like she's special, but I feel like everyone should, you know.
So you base that judgment on you think she's a little over celebrated.
No, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's also the
Okay.
why did you put her there?
And she gets fine.
Let me explain why. I do think it's super important to remember the way that she passed away and stuff like that. I think that many students your age do not get to read about real life things that happen to other 13-year-olds. And what she went through should be remembered. However, I put her in the middle because we're talking about people being a good influence or a bad influence.
Okay.
And I feel like the way she acts in her diary and in the play, the way she acts to her mom and how she's disrespectful to the other people, that's why I put her in the middle. Because I don't think she's this perfect little girl who never did anything wrong. Like she's kind of attitudey, and I don't think that's a good influence on kids who read it. I'm going to read a text to you today that is going to be about the Black Panther movie. You guys know that I love Marvel movies. Okay? You know I know.
I haven't seen Black Panther.
Okay,
That bad.
so,
I wasn't even paying attention.
okay, so this is from an article that was published, and it's talking about, it's not going to talk about what the Black Panther movie is necessarily about, but it's going to talk about how it influences us. Because those are actors, and those are people that we watch, and what we know that what we watch influences like what we listen to, what we watch, influences how we think. Exactly. So the first time I'm going to read it to you for a total of 3 times. The first time I want you just to write down on the back of your paper some notes. What the main idea. So anything that you hear that you think is, ooh, I should write that down. It's important.
What?
That sounds important. But I'm going to read it to you.
Oh.
Okay? So you've got to be listening. You got to listen very carefully. Okay? The second time I read it, you're going to give me some more specific information. Listen for names. Listen for what this is. Who is it talking about? Okay? And then the third one, you're going to think as I'm reading it about what does it mean to you. Everything we read, we can pretty much think to ourselves, what does this mean to me? What lesson does it teach me? What can I learn from this? And that's what I want you to think about the third time I read it. Okay, so listen very carefully while I read. Some film critics are calling it the best Marvel movie so far. Others say it's a correction after years of neglecting minority talent in Hollywood. The mostly black cast of superhero movie Black Panther, hope its combination of African pride, beauty, and adventure will also mark a cultural shift in the movie industry and beyond. The Disney movie opened worldwide on February 16, 2018. The film tells the story of T'Challa, or Black Panther, played by Chadwick Boseman, the new king of a futuristic, wealth-laden African nation, Wakanda. T'Challa faces many divisions within his own country. Marvel has a way of really affecting popular culture, said Lupita Nyong'o, I'm not sure if I said her name right, who plays the Wakandan warrior spy, Nakia. Hopefully, she says, it changes the general idea of what being African is. Too oftentimes we see Africa as a place that is wanting, and here it's a place that we want to go. The director is Ryan Coogler. The movie also features Michael B. Jordan, Angela Bassett, Forrest Whitaker, and Daniel Kaluuya. Black Panther arrived to stellar reviews. This came after years of criticism about the underrepresentation of movies, actors, and filmmakers of color in Hollywood. Analysts expect it to rake in some $150 million at the North American box office on its opening weekend. The filmmakers hope it will encourage studios to invest in more mainstream, racially diverse films. It's not often that you see two black men in a movie playing a role of this importance. You see it with white actors like Ocean's 11, where it's Brad Pitt and Matt Damon and George Clooney. And it's like, why does this never happen to us? Said Boseman. Hopefully the success of this will make it commonplace. It'll make Hollywood stop saying, well, our movies don't travel. Black Panther also offers a new type of villain through Jordan's Killmonger. He is an empathetic former military black ops agent. Killmonger wants to distribute Wakanda's wealth to arm the world's black population and help them rise to power. Wakanda is depicted as a lush land with stunning waterfalls where spacecraft designed like tribal masts soar over a modern metropolis. The aesthetic of it is so pleasing and so black and so Afrocentric and African and modern and worldly and futuristic, said Bassett. All this brilliance and this excellence, it is extremely important, especially for our young people, she said. Okay, take a minute and write at least 2 things that you think are the main things to remember. Give me about 2 sentences.